In your chosen preparation zone, unwind the lines, inflate the kite, and put everything in place to be rigged. We will cover different methods of folding up your kite. Like any sport, you should do a short warm-up before kite surfing. A correct analysis of the location will help you identify a kite surfing zone. This could be indicated by other kites on the ground, by a sign, or by flags indicating a kite surfing zone, for example. Or it could even be simply just a group of kite surfers. In general, this is the zone where the preparation, setup, takeoff, and landing take place. Remember to keep the same spirit of organization as other local riders. If you find a virgin location, then you should choose a zone free of obstacles upwind and downwind, including safety distances of more than 80 meters or 240 feet.
So now you're going to unwind your lines. You're going to put down the ends of the lines here, and then you'll unwind your lines parallel to the wind to finish with your bar over there. Away you go.
Stand where you have decided to open your kite. Begin to unwind your lines upwind. This will help you to disentangle them.
You should always pay attention when you put your bar down to put the left-hand side to the left. In fact, there are color codes, usually yellow or red, indicating the left-hand side. Now we can put the bar down and disentangle the lines.
Untangle the control lines and the trim by separating the front and rear lines. Now place your feet on both sides of the trim. Take the front left-hand side line in your left hand and the right-hand side front line in your right hand. Move forwards with your back to the wind, allowing the lines to slide through your hands. When you reach the riggings, separate each one of the lines by placing them from left to right as follows: the rear left, front left, the front right, and finally the rear right. Verify the color codes of your lines. The lines may be unwound by two people. One person stands at the bar and can separate the lines, while another person remains at the other end of the lines to untangle them and place the riggings on the ground. There are different methods of inflating your kite depending on brands and models. Some models have one inflation valve and are called one-pump models. This system may be used to inflate all of the bladders at the same time. Other models keep the leading edge separate from the bladders. If you are using this model of kite, then begin by inflating the bladders followed by the leading edge. To inflate a kite other than a one-pump kite, prepare the kite by placing it parallel to the wind with the upper face, the extrados, on the ground. Then stabilize the kite by piling sand onto one of the tips. Inflate the bladders, then connect your leash to the kite and finish by inflating the leading edge. Inflating a one-pump kite. To inflate a one-pump kite, place it on its back. Connect the pump leash to the center of the leading edge. Connect the pump and inflate, keeping both feet on the pump and two hands on the handle. To avoid injuring your back, bend your legs rather than your back. To inflate to the correct pressure, Check the leading edge from time to time. Fully inflated, it is quite hard. It is also possible to verify the correct pressure of between 8 and 10 psi using a pressure gauge fitted to the pump. Correct pressure is important for control and proper kite operation. Otherwise, navigation may become dangerous. Once the kite has been inflated, disconnect the pump and close the valve. Disconnect your leash and carry your kite. Place it face to face with your lines and the leading edge upwind. Stabilize the kite with a ballast, sand, or a sandbag, for example.
To secure your kite on the ground, place one tip on the sand and then rotate the kite, placing the leading edge upwind. Don't forget to secure your kite using sand on either side of the center bladder.
There are different techniques to rig your kite. The technique used will often depend on the site, the congestion of the preparation zone, and on the wind bearing. Some people like to prepare the kite upwind of the lines, sidewise into the wind, or to connect the kite from behind. We have decided to describe the most widely used technique for you. This consists of placing the kite downwind and facing the kite for rigging. All techniques are valid, of course, but the best technique is the one that you fully master. Firstly, ensure that the kite flanges are clear and place the riggings to the side close to the tips. The rear riggings are downwind. Connect the kite one side at a time. Stand between a rear and front line, then take a connector in each hand. Then come around to face the kite flange in a circle. Kneel down and place the lines in front of the flange. There is only one knot you need to know in kite surfing. That is the lark's head. This knot transforms a loop into a running bowline by weaving this loop back through itself. The line, completed with stop knots, is passed through this, and the lark's head knot is tightened against this knot. Always verify the color coding and the knots for your rigging. Rigging your kite is a critical moment, and you must remain concentrated and systematic while keeping this diagram in your head. The two left-hand side lines are connected to the left-hand side flange according to the front and rear color coding. Before folding your kite, disconnect the lines. Take your bar in your left hand and roll up the bulky parts of the control lines and trim using figure 8 loops around the bar. Then roll up the lines using the ends. Remember to cross over in the center of the bar for better maintenance and to facilitate unwinding of the lines. There are two ways to fold your kite. Compact folding consists of completely deflating the bladders. Hard folding consists of leaving the bladders inflated. To use the compact method, remember to open all valves and roll the leading edge on itself, beginning by the tips of the kite. Then fold from the trailing edge toward the leading edge. Put your kite into its bag. Hard folding the kite means leaving the bladder valves closed and rolling the kite around the inflated bladders. prepare your bag to receive the partially folded kite. Warming up. Like in any sport, always warm up before kite surfing. A warm-up will help prevent injuries. You could run, for example, to prepare your body and cardiac system. Particularly stretch your shoulders, warm up your wrists and neck and legs, as well as your back. Also, think about hydration. It only takes a few minutes before entering the water to warm up and be fully prepared for your session.